If I could live anywhere in the world, it would definitely be Japan. From their simple lifestyle and their detailed/zen houses to their expertise in personal finance. I guess one day I'll just get married to a Japanese man. In this video, I'll be sharing some Japanese lessons that I have learned and incorporated in my life that has helped me in my finances and I think would be of help to you too. The first is the Japanese Kagebo. The Japanese people use Kagebo, which translates to account book. They use it to track their income and expenses so that they can save more money. And the most fascinating thing about the Kagebo for me is that it has been in existence since 1904. That's over a century ago. So you can imagine how the Japanese ancestors were really conscious about money. With the Kagebo, everything is written down manually. That way, you can be conscious of your spending habits. I learned about the Kagebo in 2021, and since then I have actively begun saving. Although I do not use the Kagebo, I use something similar and I always track my expenses. Eating healthy. You might or might not know this, but eating and living healthy saves you a lot of money. From hospital bills to the cost of medications that might be almost a quarter of your income if you're not careful. The Japanese people are really keen on what they eat. Unlike other parts of the world where takeouts happen more often than homemade meals, they make their meals themselves, and most ingredients are made natural with lots of vegetables, hence their longer lifespan. Cautious spenders. Most Japanese people aren't extravagant spenders. They know how to do with what they have, and the only thing that they buy is what they need. Studies show that most Japanese people go for second-handed items, and this saves them a lot of money. The Japanese people are really down to earth. In as much as they are very conscious about money, they do not flex about their wealth. They treat people with humility and do not let their success determine their attitude. Crisp money. Did you know that in Japan, it was frowned upon for someone to give others crumpled money? In Japan, they always put their money in their wallet. They treat money with respect. In Nigeria, we treat money like money has put us through a lot and we need to show it a lesson. Our currency doesn't even have an expiry date like other currencies. So I wonder why the Central Bank of Nigeria always prints money. If we could treat money with care, then there would be an increase in the economy because CBN would not need to spend such an outrageous amount for just printing money. Financial education. The Japanese people know the importance of money and how it can immensely affect the life of a person. So they begin to teach their children about money from a very young age, unlike other parts of the world, even if it's changing now. They teach them how to save, how to record their expenses, and this keeps them grounded and conscious about money. As we all know, the foundation of a person's life determines how the person turns out 60% of the time. A child who learns actively about finance from a tender age of 3 till he grows up is likely to manage his or her finances better than someone who learned about finance as a teenager or a youth. And what a time wasted. Being organized. From the start of this video, I told you that one thing I love most about the Japanese people is their detailed and organized houses. In building their homes, they have corners and areas that are very, very specific and unique to some of their needs. Being organized, especially when it comes to your physical home, has a lot to do with how you keep your finances. I found out that being organized and detailed about everything in my room gave me an overall sense of control in my physical and financial life. For instance, before I go to work in the morning, I make sure that my room is organized, and I found out that when I go out that day, I feel more at peace, more settled, and more in control of my activities that day. But if I rush out of the house, keeping my room messy and disorganized, I feel really uncomfortable and really disturbed that I cannot even perform optimally at work that day. This also applies to my finances. When I feel like there's a turbulence in my physical, spiritual, and emotional life, it also affects my finances because I would not be able to wrap my head about certain things. So I try as much as I can all the time to be organized because it has helped me immensely in my finances. These are the lessons that I have learned from the Japanese people. There are also more if you'd like me to share it in a subsequent video. Thank you for watching today's video. I really hope you got value out of this content. As always, I'll see you next week.